Hi everyone, Natasha here, and around my home today we are in the dining room, and you know what time it is. It's time for another D.O.C series, or Dock Your House. So if you're new to my channel, I have this lovely little canister here with little bits of paper on it, and what I did was I went around my home, jotted down all the little areas that I know need to be decluttered, organized, and cleaned, which is what D.O.C stands for. I tried to limit it to areas that I could do within about 15 minutes or less, because part of why I haven't done them already is that they overwhelm me, or seems like I don't have enough time, you know, the old usual things we tell ourselves. So I got this idea from Sophia at My Great Challenge. I'll link her playlist below. If you haven't seen her channel, it's wonderful. She always motivates me and inspires me to keep cleaning and keep trying. And, you know, just that we're all in this together. We're all trying to make our homes a little bit better, but none of us are perfect, and we're just doing the best we can. So along with that, are you ready? Let's go ahead and get started. Before we do, don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you're new to my channel. And if you click that notification bell, then it'll let you know the next time I upload videos. So without further ado, let's go in here and see where we're going to work today. Oh, before I do that, I've been trying to keep my little stack in here. Here it is. Okay. So what we did so far, I'm going to make you wait a little bit longer. In the first episode, we did the pantry floor. I don't know if you can see that. There we go. Second episode, I did just one drawer of my desk in my office, and both of those areas have stayed decluttered and clean, and it feels better every time I go in both of those spaces. And I wanted to add a little note for that drawer in my desk. I realized once I had it back in and I was using my office space that I have a 3-hole punch, a big one that can do like 30 pages at a time, that I was keeping in our coat closet in the living room because I had nowhere else to store it, and it's not convenient where it was stored at all. And I realized now that that drawer is all cleaned out, it fits nicely down in that drawer. It's much more convenient there because usually I need to do hole punching of paper at my desk. So it's exciting to get these little areas cleaned up, and it gives us space to add new things in. And that kind of ties in with, I wanted to remind you guys too of something I saw maybe last year. There's another great channel here on YouTube called Do It on a Dime. Catherine is her name. She is also very inspiring. She has lots of really great short videos that just kind of motivate me and remind me to keep working on things. Lots of fun ideas. And I remember she did an episode a while back, and she was talking about how when you can go through areas that are jam-packed and you're not even using them because they're so full of clutter and stuff, and get those cleaned out, organized, cleaned, decluttered, all the things taken out that you're no longer using, what it does is then allow you to put things in there that you actually are using and gives you more storage space back. So then that helps clear up the clutter that has accumulated on floors and on piles and, you know, corners and on chairs and in the basement, because you're actually making better use of the storage space you do have. So it was just a nice little reminder for me that that's part of the benefit of doing some of these areas that are tucked away, is that it then opens up new storage space for things you're using on a regular basis. So now here we go. Thanks for being patient, but I wanted to share that little reminder. All right, let's see what we're gonna get. I'll let you have a peek first. And as usual, I did my little, oh, I got two, so I'm gonna go with this one. I did my little moment of silence to just say this is going to be, set the intention, this is going to be the perfect place. So I can see it says, what does it say? Pantry cookbooks. Interesting. Okay. That is not an area that has bugged me immensely. I've actually decluttered my cookbooks a couple of times over the last few years, but there's always room for more decluttering, and it should be a quick and easy space to go through. So hold on, I'm gonna put my glasses on so I can see, and I will meet you in the kitchen. Let's go. All right, here we are in my pantry. Of course, there are other areas that need to be decluttered, but I'm gonna focus on just the cookbooks, which are right above my head, and I'm hoping if I go like that, you can see it pretty well. Okay, let's get started. So down here, this is a cookbook, slow cooker cookbook, and I haven't used it. I think I've tried looking for recipes occasionally and they just don't. Is that lighting any better if I do that? I don't know. Nope. Sorry, we'll try this again. Anyway, I don't need it. All right, this one I'm going to keep. My dad's side of the family is Polish, and I picked this up on a trip when I was actually living up in Michigan because there's a big Polish community up there, and I just kind of like having that as a keepsake. All right, this one goes with my KitchenAid mixer. I don't use it very often, but I do like just keeping it on hand in case I need that when I'm working on the mixer stuff. This is a sort of extended family cookbook. I'm going to keep it. It was actually a really cute, let me cover up the names. So it was a cute, there, can you see it? It was a favor at a bridal shower. And so both of the families had donated or sent in their favorite recipes from like both sides of the family. And so anyway, I think that's cute. I will keep it. What's this one? Now this is just one of those, I probably picked it up in the checkout line and I don't think I've ever used it. And some of these things look pretty fancy, which I don't usually have the patience for, so I can get rid of that. This one, kind of on the fence about. I haven't used it in a long time. There was a while when I was trying to follow the cook right for your type you know, dietary guidelines, and I do like that it has alternative like flour recipes, you know, if you want to use spelt flour or things like that. I think I'm going to keep it for right now, but it's kind of, it's making me wonder if I really need to keep it or not. So anyway, we'll just keep it in there. All right, Christmas cookies. This one I got, Joy of Cooking Christmas Cookies. I did get this from a college roommate. Back in 1999. That was sweet that he signed it. And again, I don't use it. It's kind of got a nice just collection of good basics, but I feel like they're kind of duplicates from, actually, I think some of these are in that book we got from the library right now. So because he signed it on the inside, my roommate signed it, I'm going to keep it for now. All right, make a mix. Again, these are a lot I just haven't used, but it's because I haven't been cooking as much as I should, and I would like to get back into it. So I'm going to keep this one because I like this for the same reason. It's got a lot of good, just basic go-to recipes. This one came from the parish that I attended when I was living up in Michigan, and I like having that because there are actually a lot of like traditional Polish recipes, so keeping that. This one, I always toy with maybe getting rid of it. Whoops. My husband, neither of us are smokers. Somehow or another, he ended up with this. It was like made by Marlboro, I think. But it's like cowboy cooking and trail cooking. I'm going to ask him if it's okay if we get rid of it. I think we've made 1 or 2 recipes and they were okay, but they weren't anything like amazing. So, I don't know. It's also just a lot of beef, and we don't eat that much beef. Not that we don't like it, but I don't know. I'll ask him. We'll see what he says. And if he wants to keep it, that's okay too. All right, this one is the Farmer's Almanac Comfort Food. I think I got this as a freebie, but it has things like kale, sausage, and white bean soup, chicken stew with dumplings. I feel like if I would use it, I'd probably like it. Brown sugar bourbon glazed salmon. That looks good. I think I'm going to keep this and make a note. I need to get in there and look for some recipes from time to time. This is another one. Everyday baking from the old Farmer's Almanac. Let's see. Anything special in here? Now I feel like this is probably pie makers. This is probably like duplicate information I could get other places. So since this one is not from a friend and has no special meaning, I think I'm going to let that one go. And I actually use this one a lot. You would never think, oh sure, that looks like a great cookbook, but it actually has a lot of meat-free recipes. So occasionally if I am hosting a brunch or something and I know I'm going to have people that are vegetarians or even vegan, I have found some good recipes in here. One of my favorites right now is there's an omelet with mushrooms and feta and sage. That's really good. And our banana nut lemon bread, we make that a lot, and that's a favorite. So I'm definitely keeping that. This is a family recipe book. I made one for myself and one for each of my sisters back when my first sister got married. So I'm keeping that. This, of course, is staying. It's the old classic. We can't go without that. And I need to get back into using this one. I actually really enjoyed using it back before Christmas and just have sort of fallen off the bandwagon in general of cooking. So it's time to get back to some healthy eating. This is another good one. My husband picked this one up when we first moved here. And one of our favorite recipes is a blueberry tea cake. There's a nice candied bacon recipe we use a lot, so I'm definitely keeping that. My Pioneer Woman cookbooks I go to from time to time. I'm going to keep all those. And my new edition of it's the America's Test Kitchen cookbook. That's a really good one. Okay, and then this one I believe has a menu. It does. It has a menu on the front. I can't show you because it's from a local place, but it's just where I keep any recipes that I've printed out, you know, off the internet and whatnot. And it's my favorite kind of go-to entree recipes. And then this one is everything that was overflow. So it's breads, soups and stews, breakfast, salad, sides, desserts, preserves, and candies. So not a ton that I'm getting rid of, but I've got a nice little collection here. And again, I'll ask my husband about that one, but I feel good that I just had a quick look and went through things. So thanks for joining me today. Hopefully maybe you joined along and got some of your cookbooks decluttered or some other area that you needed to go through. And again, these little tasks are just an easy way to keep up with things without overthinking it, making it a bigger project than it is, and just keeping things moving along. So thanks for joining me. Don't forget to subscribe so you can catch the next video in this series, and I will look forward to seeing you then. Have a great day. Bye-bye.